Okay, I put that thing in the living room, under, on the black table. So it'll be for Thanksgiving. It's a fall thing, so I'll leave the pumpkins and that.
I muted you, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you should be muted.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess not. Your voice, it's just your voice. Does it matter? Oh, I sound nasally.
Oh, God. Okay. Sorry. Oh, God, my freaking voice. That's
We got a few people in here. I don't know. I don't know if the sound's working. I'm not hearing it on my end. I'm not on my desktop. I gotta get my I gotta get my desktop going so you guys can get a better gaming streaming experience. What? Been playing Black Ops Zombies lately. Oh yeah. How is the new Black Ops? I don't know. I haven't played Black Ops, and I think the last one I really played was two, maybe three. I think I played three a little bit. Whichever one was on the Wii U, I think that was three. I think that was the last one I played, like even remotely, like consistently. Probably two. Honestly, two was the last one I really played a lot. Three, I played it a little bit, but not nearly as much. This is the newest expansion pack for they just did a new expansion pack for Doom for the re-releases that came out a few months ago. But yeah, I used to be pretty big into Call of Duty. I was definitely four I prestiged on like at least I think two or three times. And then Modern Warfare 2 I prestiged at least once or twice. And then after that I kind of started dropping off after that. I play the campaigns. I kept playing the campaigns up until like a few years ago. But I don't know, the campaigns are just like crap now, aren't they? I don't know. The last one I really remember enjoying was probably, I don't know. I played, trying to remember honestly. Crap, I just took that to the face. Um, I don't know. Trying to remember. A lot of the later ones kind of blend together. Black Ops, I guess. Two, one or two. Had that was the last campaign I really enjoyed. Probably one. Oh God, I got stuck. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm getting old because I can't like I can't the multiplayer. I can't. I don't have time to play it all day, or whatever. So I can't even keep up in multiplayer. So I don't even bother anymore. If they started making good campaigns again, I'd probably start playing them again. I'm more of a single player guy now than a multiplayer guy. Oh God, rocket to the face. Oh, it didn't kill me. Wow, I'm shocked. I don't know. I just kind of fell off with Call of Duty. Kind of went back to Doom and Quake and all the old school stuff. I'd rather just play those than modern. There's just not many modern shooters that interest me. The modern Dooms are pretty good. I'll admit I was genuinely surprised by those. I was not expecting much. Oh man, there's a guy over here somewhere shooting at me. Where'd he go? Those freaking heat seeking things. I forgot those are heat seeking. Trying to keep up with comments. So sorry if you guys are talking, it might take me a minute because I can't see it. I have to look down at my phone to see the comments. God, those freaking heat seeking things. Oh, I just took one to the back. Stopped playing online competitive games about 5 years ago because these kids now are like practicing maps and aim training is crazy. Yeah, it's just I don't know. The fun's just been sucked out of it. People take it way too seriously now. And I get there's people that do it for a living, like, but it kind of sucks the fun out of it for the rest of us. So once in a blue moon, like I don't know. I was playing X Defiant a few months ago, which wasn't bad. I mean, it's basically like Call of Duty knockoff, but I'll jump into a multiplayer game once in a while, or I'll boot up Counter Strike once in a while, but I just don't I just don't have the patience or the time anymore just to memorize maps anymore. Yeah, this is toxic. Come on. There's gotta be a platform here somewhere where I can go up. Okay, so I'm loading this. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's part of it's I don't know, I could do it. I don't even think it's not even my age because when the Quake remaster came out, I was blowing through God, I was blowing through everybody on that because I have all the maps memorized. It's just memorization, really. That's like 90% of it. Adam. Not having sound is not helping me because I can't hear where the enemies are. Sound is pretty important in Doom. I'm actually not doing half bad, considering I'm basically deaf. I gotta get past this. Anyway, I didn't read your name there. Mike Hawk. Insurgency Sandstorm. Huh, never heard of it. I'll give it a go. Is it multiplayer? I'm assuming it's multiplayer. I'll check it out. Really wish I could get the sound working on this. That would really make this a lot better. Oh man, do we actually have like levels and stuff here? Let me know. I know there's only 3 people watching this, but I can change games if you want. If you don't want to watch Doom, I can switch to something else. I thought about doing a Star Wars game, but I don't know what to play. Once I get my real gaming setup going, I'll probably I thought about replaying KOTOR or I don't know, I'm not even sure. I like KOTOR. I kind of burned myself out on it. I played it so many friggin' times. These freaking chain gun guys. I'm used to E being my action key. It's actually space bar in those. Uh, I replayed through KOTOR 1 and 2 recently, and man, they don't make games with story like they used to. Yeah, tell me about it. Sorry about the name. Whoa, this is actually Carter Ryan. Don't blame me if you don't remember me. I haven't been in your lives in a while. Oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah, Carter Ryan. Yeah, we used to talk. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. I don't know. I'm playing through actually I am playing through Dragon Age Inquisition. I could try to stream that from my Xbox. I thought about doing that. That game's good, but man, it's just I don't know. It's a lot of padding. Say what you will about KOTOR. It didn't have much padding. RPGs now just have so much freaking padding in them. Games in general just have a lot of padding now. That's why I rarely play modern games. They have so much freaking padding. Oh, what the heck? Hell, I don't know. Kind of just doing this for kicks, trying to see if I can get this to work. Can't figure out why the sound's not working. I've got some kind of a feedback loop in my microphone, I think. Okay, just hoping something over here. Don't want to go down there. Wonder if I probably have to go back that way, I'm assuming. Come on. Oh man. I don't know, I might switch to something else. Let me know two people that are in here. I'm on kind of a potato computer right now, so I'm not gonna be able to play anything like real graphically intensive. Come on. What am I missing here? I gotta elevate this, I guess. Do that, I guess. Try that. Did you play Fallout 1? Yes, I have played Fallout 1 and 2. I played the original Fallouts and I enjoyed them quite a bit. Was that something you were wanting me to play? Because I can do that. What, no console? I do have consoles. I have an Xbox Series X. That's the only modern console. Well, I have a Switch. I guess if you count that. Don't have a PS5. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get one. I did think about playing an old school RPG. I thought about playing the original Baldur's Gate. I've actually never played those. So I don't know. Let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. I thought about getting into some older games like that, older RPGs. Since you mentioned Fallout 1, Mike Hawk, that kind of put an idea in my head. You know, what the heck is going on with this pile of bodies here? Let me know. Let me know if you guys are interested. I thought about playing Baldur's Gate. I could play all three of them, I guess, in order. I started playing three and then I lost my save of it, so I'd have to start over. About your audiobooks, by the way, ever thought of some 40K ones? Yeah, I want to do those. I started doing those, and then Games Workshop got on me about it, and almost got the channel shut down because I got two copyright strikes, and I almost had the channel shut down. So I'm kind of wary of doing 40K stuff unless it's really obscure. It's got to be something like very obscure. So give me a suggestion if you have one or something that's obscure. And I have no clue where to go. I don't know. Maybe I should just fire up Baldur's Gate. The original. I guess I could play Fallout Tactics. I've never played Tactics. That was the only original Fallout I never played. Elder Scrolls games that started with Morrowind. Yeah, yeah, I played I've played pretty much all of the Elder Scrolls games. Morrowind's one of the better ones, definitely. I like Oblivion. I don't know. I know it's kind of maligned and it's considered one of the crappy ones, but I enjoyed it. What are the rules on the stuff you personally narrate a book? Would you be able to? Hang on, sorry, part of it's blocked by my thing here. What are the rules on that stuff? Like, if you personally narrate a book, would you be able to upload it, or is it just the content itself they go after? It's the content. It's not the. It's not me. Like, yeah, I could sit and read a Warhammer book, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it helps if you read it yourself, but there's self-read stuff that they go after, so it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, bye, Mike. I don't know. I might just switch to something else. Move that for now. Should be. All right, see you later. What are the rules on that? Yeah, like I don't know. That's weird, man. I didn't I had AI do one of them, and they went after that, and then the other one I think was a human reader, and they went after that, so it didn't matter. It really didn't matter what I did. So I'd really like to do more Warhammer stuff. I really would, but they're very anal about it, apparently. Hang on a minute. Hey, lonely spaceman, since you're probably the only person here willing to talk to me, were you hearing any sound on that stream? I'm assuming you weren't. I can never get sound to work right on this laptop for some reason. I can never get that to work right. Let me know. You weren't. Okay, yeah, sadly. I gotta get my desktop up and going so I can do like actual, like legitimate gaming streams. Because something I've been wanting to do more. But yeah, I don't, honestly, I've been wanting to get more into Warhammer just in general. I don't know a whole lot about it. It's something I've always kind of been interested in. I played a couple of the video games, but I've never read any of the books or played the game, like the actual RPG or anything, the tabletop game or whatever. So that's something that's on my radar in general. Don't worry. All right. Let's see here. I found some minor books on YouTube, like you said, but nothing from major storylines. Yeah, because they take it down. They just take stuff down like immediately. They're very anal about it. Mine were only up, I think, for like a month, maybe two. They weren't up long. Let's see. What else do I have on here? Hang on. I've got. Let's see. I've got. I don't have anything. I guess I should wait till I get the sound situation figured out. I can't see. Let's see if this does it. Maybe microphone access. Hmm. And Baldur's Gate's like 5 GB. Jeez, this game from like 25 years, 30, almost 30 years ago. Sheesh. Damn, those books on Audible are like 35 each. Oh yeah, they're expensive. That's probably why they got rid of mine. I would assume because they don't want people getting them for free. Man, I gotta. Beard's getting nutty again. Gotta trim it. We got Mountain Blade on here. I do have that. Try that, I guess. Let's see. Kind of like to play something a little more old school. Let's see here. What I have on RetroArch. I'll get a better setup going here at some point. Don't worry, guys. I don't think I have. Yeah. You're basically renting them on Audible anyway. Or do you still have access to them after you stop paying for the membership? Never used Audible before. I think it's like a subscription. Pretty sure you get it for a limited time and that's it. Pretty sure. So, hang on, I'll get another game going here. I know it's you guys probably don't want to be looking at my ugly mug here. I don't know, something quick I can play through real fast. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's like Baldur's Gate's like 5 discs. Huh. Oh, there was that one game that I wanted to play. What was it? Pools of Radiance. I think I had that ready to go. Wonder where is that? Hang on a minute. I don't know if I could ever get that to go. Yeah, here, I'll show you guys a picture of it. Yeah, here. I saw it. I should have bought it. I don't know why I didn't. I was at a thrift store the other day and I saw it, but they were wanting like 20 bucks for it. Hang on. Yeah, this game, Pool Radiance. It's kind of like a Diablo, like sort of a Diablo clone. Maybe I try to get that running. Let's see. I gotta plug my laptop in here. It's gonna die. Yeah, it's a dungeon crawler. Maybe I'll try to get that running. That's something different. It's like basically nobody's ever streamed. I think there's like one video of somebody playing it. That's it. I gotta get it running here. Hang on. I've got all the files for it. Where'd it go? I got all that. By the time I get it going, it's probably gonna be too late. Um, I don't know. Try to download it from somebody else. Oh, is it on Steam now? Let's see, there's a repack of it. I guess I could try to do Mountain Blade while we wait here. And why is this running so slow? A crappy laptop just can't handle streaming and a video game at the same time unless it's like a really old one. That's why I'm trying to find old stuff. Cool Radiance. Anybody knows it. Cool Radiance. Old school D&D stuff. I'm working on it, guys. Really trying here. The curse of having a crappy laptop. Zachary Wagster. Yeah, it's like Diablo. It was a Diablo clone that came out in like 2000, I think. 2001. Because Diablo's older than what you think. Diablo came out in what 97, 96. It predates the PS2, I think. The original Diablo. Hey Zachary, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Is it turn-based? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. That's why I wasn't big on Baldur's Gate 3. Like, I don't know, man. Oh man. It's such a well-made game and it's so cool, but it's like I can't stand turn-based combat. I just cannot stand it. Like I can kind of the closest thing I can stand is like KOTOR where it's turn-based, but it's real-time turn-based. Like I understand you're taking turns, but it's like it's happening in front of you. It's not just like you attack and then you walk back and then you have to wait for them to attack and then walk back. That just takes like a million years and it's just not engaging at all to me. I'm just not. I've played Final Fantasy 7. I played a couple of them, but like I just can't. God, it's so slow paced. I just can't hardly stomach turn-based games. I wasn't even an idea in 2000. Oh man, thanks for making me feel old. So you were born after 2000, I'm assuming. God, I'm old. Oh my God. Uh, I remember the Y2K that phenomenon. You weren't even alive yet for that whole thing. Everybody thought the world was gonna end. They're making a movie. Like, aren't they making like a Y2K movie? Just baffles me. That's time. Time just moves on. Pokemon really ruined the turn-based game style for me. Yeah, I could play Pokemon. I used to be able to play Pokemon. That was one of the few I could play. I don't think I'd go back to it now. Like, I think I tried playing um one of the older ones, and I could hardly stomach it. Like the newer ones, at least it's like it's quick. It's like the turns go real fast. Like I tried playing I think Silver a couple years ago, and I'm like I can't. This is like it's painfully slow. I couldn't do it. I was born 5 years later. Okay. Wow. Yeah, you're young then. You're not even 20. Oh my God. God, I'm old. You weren't even. Were you alive for Revenge of the Sith? I guess depending on what year you were born. You weren't even born for Revenge of the Sith yet. God, that really makes me feel old. I was going into high school when Revenge of the Sith came out. You weren't even born. You were like probably being born, or you were like a baby. Oh man. So you like totally missed all the prequel hype. Oh man, that kind of sucks. Yeah, you got like the Clone Wars stuff, which is sort of prequel related, but completely agree. Turn-based games, while it can be fun, are usually boring. Yeah, they can be good. I'm not saying that, but generally, ugh, way too slow paced. And I can play slow games. Like I can play RTS games and slow games, but there's something about turn-based. It just drives me nuts. Poosh, you're probably not even 30 yet. Oh, I'm older than what you think. I'm older than I look. I know I've got the beard and I have kind of a baby face, so I look younger than I am. I'm older than 30. Hey, don't I'm older than what you think. No, I wasn't born in December. Revenge of the Sith came out in the summer. Star Wars used to come out in summer. Oh, you're saying I was born in December. Sorry. I misread what you said. Um, Okay, so yeah, you weren't born yet. Like you were born probably when it was coming out on DVD, probably. But still, that's fun. That's cool. Hey, I wasn't around for the original, so I don't have any room to talk. So people say that, like, oh, you weren't around for the original Star Wars, you're not a fan. Like that doesn't mean anything. So it's not true. They've said 28. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. You're 35. Close, very close. Very close. 34. So I appreciate the Waxter or Spaceman and both of you for saying that. I look younger. Oh, there we go. Full Radiance is ready to go here. So I appreciate the kind words from you both. I get that. I used to get, it's funny. I used to get that more. I don't get that as much. And you guys are the first two people in a long time that have said I'm younger than I look. I think the last I don't remember where I was. I was somewhere um and the lady I was like not even 30 and I was like 29. The lady thought I was like what you guys, what I am now. She's like, "Oh, you like 34?" And I'm like, "No, I'm like 29." So I got the opposite of what you guys said. All right, we're gonna try to launch this here. See what happens. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash. 34, bro, you look like you're 54. It's funny when you're young, you want to look older, and then when you're old, you want to look young. It's funny how that works. Still kind of nice to get carded for alcohol every once in a while. Hasn't happened in a while though. I got carded for I think actually I did get carded for alcohol not that long ago, so I guess I should feel good. It was like a year or so ago. So I have a young face. I do. I have a young looking face. It helps slow down the aging process. All right, we're gonna try Pool of Radiance here. It's extracting now. Oh man. I'd like to try the new Sonic. What is it? Sonic Shadow Generations. But you don't want to spend like $60 on basically a remake of a game I already played 14 years ago. I just can't justify that. I used to be a big Sonic fan. Obviously you can tell here. I still like Sonic, but like I was a Sega kid. I was a Sonic Sega kid, even though I did get an N64. I did that was the one Nintendo console I had. But otherwise, I was a Sega kid, Sega Genesis, and Dreamcast guy. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good. Yeah, I've heard it's good too. I don't want to spend $60 on it. I wish they should have made it like 20 or 30 or something. Video games are just getting expensive again. Like they were getting real cheap there for a while. Now they're getting expensive again. I don't get it. I don't. It's like we're going back to the 90s in 2000s again. Video games are like $70. I would like to see Fate of the Jedi series on here, thanks, and complete Darth Bane trilogy. Yeah, I'm working on it. Fate has the problem with Fate is it's got the freaking sound effects in it. It's got all those stupid sound effects in them, and if I put them up, they'll get delisted. So I got to go through them with AI and stuff. And nobody has Darth Bane. Nobody's done. I could have sworn somebody did Darth Bane. I'll look into it though. I'll look into Darth Bane. Don't worry, because that's an excellent trilogy of books, which I'm actually thinking about rereading. I'm probably gonna reread those. I haven't read those in a long time, and I think it's time for a reread on those. I get it. If I were you, I wouldn't get the game. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Spaceman here. 70 for the base, 109 for the game and the season pass. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like it's getting ridiculous. Yeah, video games are just way too expensive. Just curious what inspired you to start the channel. Um, just I did a video actually. If you go way back and look at my older videos, I did a video. I just had finished reading the Young Jedi Knights books, and I did a little video, kind of retrospective kind of thing on that. And then I looked on here, and there's a guy that did audiobooks for the Young Jedi Knights books, and I thought, oh, interesting. Okay, so there's people doing Legends audiobooks or expanding universe stuff, and I thought, oh wow, okay, maybe I can do some, maybe I can you know do something like that. So that kind of inspired me. Young Jedi Knights books. I'll just say that Young Jedi Knights. After I finish reading those, I know the Bane trilogy by heart. Oh yeah, they're excellent. I don't know. I don't know why this isn't starting here. Let's see. Um, I know it installed it. Where'd it go? Hey, we'll try it here. Hey, I think nope. Try to launch. Didn't. Yeah, YJK audiobooks. Yep, that's him. Let's see. Not launching for some reason. Try the reading the read me here. Always fun trying to get old games to work. What do you think is the stupidest, worst Star Wars book you've ever read? Hmm, that's a tough one. Um, let's see. I don't know. Planet of Twilight, I guess. Planet of Twilight. I probably read it at a bad time though, because it has to do with like a virus, like or something. It wasn't even that like the concept wasn't that bad, but it was just very poorly written. And I like Children of the Jedi, which is by the same author, but I could hardly I got like 2 or 3 chapters into Planet of Twilight. I mean, yeah, now I'll finish it. I'll probably finish it at some point, just like since I'm a completionist. But see, I no, I couldn't. Planet of Twilight. Even the stupid stuff, like some of the YA books, like are better than that. I know people complain about um the Glove of Darth Vader and all that, but I don't know. They're kids books. Like those I can't get as upset about as adult books. So I'm gonna say Planet of Twilight just for really bad writing quality. Like it's really painful to read. I don't know what it is. I've never read a book that was like painful to read. I can't quite put my finger on it. Like it's just very awkward, like very stilted dialogue and like very awkward phrases and stuff. Courtship of Princess Leia. I actually like Courtship of Princess Leia. I don't know why. It drags a little bit in the middle and has some goofy stuff in it, but I don't know. I didn't mind that one. Like that one, and then I know Truce of Bakura. People complain about that one too, and I actually like that. I'm weird though. I like a lot of stuff people don't like. Like most people would say, like Kevin J. Anderson stuff, not good. Like Darksaber and Jedi Academy trilogy, and I like all those. I reread Darksaber last year, and I really enjoyed it. I think if anything, actually, I think I enjoyed it the second time around than when I read it back in the day because I hadn't read the Jedi Academy trilogy the first time I read it, and it made way more sense the second time I read it because I'd read the Jedi Academy trilogy previously. Hot take: I don't think Shadows of the Empire was very good. You know what? I can see that. I don't have an urge to reread it. Like I remember enjoying it when it came out, but I don't. It's not one like if I'm going to reread a Star Wars book. It's not one of my like go tos. Like I'd rather reread like I just said, Jedi Academy trilogy or Darksaber or um I mean really any of the Kevin J. Anderson or Stackpole stuff. I'd rather reread those than Shadows, even though it's good. I mean, I'd rather just replay the video game. Like I've replayed the video game 3 or 4 times. I've only read the book once. It's a little overrated. I'll agree with you on that at least. Was that the one where she gets almost seduced by Shizor? Yeah, that's the one where Leia, but it's like explained. Shizor can like release pheromones or something. Falling can do. They can release pheromones and make you like horny or something. Like it's kind of weird. Yeah, I'll admit there's some weird stuff in it. Steve Perry is like I like Steve Perry, but he did a few little weird. He did some odd choices, and that's one of them. It was a little strange. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was okay. It just didn't live up to the hype. Yeah, yeah, I could see like reading it now. Like it probably doesn't have the same impact because at the time it was a big deal. Like it was a big multimedia project. You understand basically, um, I I don't you probably know this already, but Shadows of the Empire was basically like a I'm trying to think of how to put it, a precursor, but like it was the warm up to the prequels. They basically put out all this stuff like we're gonna do a book, a video game, a comic. We're gonna basically do everything but a movie and see how well how well it lands. So it was like the first really big like Star Wars multimedia project since the originals. So a lot of people didn't like it had all this hype behind it because it was like, oh, it's a new Star Wars thing. Like, oh, and we're getting new Star Wars. Like it was a big deal. Like even I wasn't quite like I was pretty young, so I don't like remember it real well. But I do kind of vaguely remember I remember picking up Nintendo Power and they're like, "Oh, new Star Wars!" Like it was on the front cover and like because it was a launch title for the N64. So I remember it being like it was a big deal. Like yeah, now it's just like an above average book and like an above average comic and like an average comic book now, but it was a big deal at the time because it was new Star Wars content. So yeah, I get what you're saying. The video game's awesome. Yeah, the video game I think is better, like overall, because you get new characters. I liked you know, everybody likes Dash Rendar, so it has a cool. I kind of like. I think the video game had a little bit better angle, like different character, different side of Star Wars universe. It's not just Han, Luke, and Leia again. It's different people, or just be Han and Leia, or Luke and Leia. Sorry, and Lando. But yeah, the whole premise of courtship threw me off. The Dathomir stuff was cool, but Leia falling for the Prince guy seemed like something she wouldn't do. Yeah, but didn't she do it? I thought she was just doing it just to get under Han's skin, right? Like, it's been a few years since I read it, but Didn't isn't she basically doing it just to basically just like to get Han to like I didn't think she like really fell in love with him or anything. She was just like she was doing it to get under Han's skin is kind of the impression I was getting, like to take him off and to get him to, commit to her and all that. That's what I remember getting out of it. But correct me if I'm wrong. You might have read it, more recently than I did. That's what I remember. Do you plan on doing Tatooine Ghost and Survivor's Quest? Yes. If I don't think they've been done yet. So yeah. Didn't I? I thought I did Survivor's Quest. Did I not? I know I haven't done Tatooine Ghost. Maybe I didn't do Survivor's Quest. I don't know. If I haven't done them, I'll do them. I plan on doing everything eventually, sooner or later. Don't worry. Kinda, but it also seemed like she was seriously considering choosing the guy. Might have to reread at some point. Uh, Maybe. I could have sworn it was like I thought doesn't she like it's not revealed till the end, I thought, where she's like she basically says like, "Han, I was just messing with you," or something like and he gets all flipped or whatever because yeah, he gets flipped like, "You're gonna marry that guy," and she goes like, "No, I wasn't gonna really marry him." Something like that. Like I could have sworn there was like a it's revealed at the end that she was just messing with him, like for the like pretty much just messing with him. I again, I it's been a couple years. I read it like 2 or 3 years ago, so it's not like super fresh in my mind, but that's what I remember. The best bromance in Star Wars. Ooh, good question. Um, hmm, maybe if I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna say Wedge and Cornhorn bromance. I don't know. It's probably not the best example, but they're pretty chummy, I thought. Courtship really needed to be 2 books or a trilogy. It feels like 2 different books smashed together. Kinda. It kinda does. I can see that. I kinda like that it's 1 book, though. I'm more of a 1 book, like, kinda guy or maybe a duology. Yeah, it could have been a duology. I don't know about a trilogy. I think a trilogy would have been too drawn out. Duology, yeah. I'll agree with you on that. It could have been 2 books that were it could have been a little bit more fleshed out and been 2 books. I like more concise stuff. I'm not big on trilogies and like, quadrilogies and big long things that are drawn out. So, but yeah, I'll agree with you on duology. I'll give you that one for sure. It could have been 2 books that may be slightly better books. I can't remember. Do you have the Death Troopers book? The one on the Derelict Star Destroyer? Yeah. Oh, you mean the audiobook? I don't. I think somebody did that. Somebody else did that. I have it on my shelf. It's up on the shelf. Good book. I enjoy it. I need to read Red Harvest. I've not read that. Pretty cool. Wedge and Corn is a good choice. Laugh out loud. Yeah, it's a good romance. It's a good good wholesome romance. I think. For me, I think Han and Luke had the best romance. Yeah, they have a pretty good romance. Jason Solo and his lightsaber. Huh. Well, does he really get that attached to his lightsaber? Because he ends up just throwing it away when he becomes a Sith, right? Wedge and Ketch are the best couple. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They're a good couple. Aldrich fan. I would love seeing more done with Eric and Callistia. Yeah, I think Callistia was underused. I like Callistia. I know I'm one of those weirdos that enjoyed the Callistia plotline. Eric was inherently chilling, a force powerful, demented kid. Compare him to young Palpatine, Darth Plagueis, pretty similar. Yeah, Yeah, was it Eric? Was Eric the guy from Children of the Jedi? Am I getting my wires crossed? Let me know. I'm assuming that's what is that what you're talking about? You're talking about the yeah, that weird like evil force kid, right? Best evil bromance in Star Wars. Evil bromance. Good question. Very good question. Um, I don't know. George Saboeth and Luke. I don't know. Just popping off the top of my head. George, I don't know. It seemed like George had something going on there. Like he wanted to, I feel like he kind of wanted to get with Luke there a little bit. I don't know. He seemed to like Luke a little too much. When he turns to the dark side, he builds a brand new gold shiny one. Yeah. Is that the one you're talking about that he falls in love with? Yeah. Whatever happened to that too? Whatever I guess Luke or somebody somebody grabbed it or not. I always find it funny. That's something that's like a little thing that always happens. It seems to happen in Star Wars. Like when people die, they always just whoop, like somebody just always grabs their lightsaber like right before they die. Except for like I guess Obi-Wan grabbed Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Wait, no, there was a plot. There was a Kenobi's blade. Somebody grabbed that. I guess somebody grabbed that. It's like boop, boop, oh, you're dead now. Yank. Like somebody just grabs it real quick. Didn't Felicity just break up with Luke and then never be heard from again for like years or something? Yeah. She broke up with him because Lucasfilm did not like the direction that they were going with. They wanted to ship Mara and Luke. They saw the direction that most fans were going in, and most fans wanted Mara with Luke, not Callistia. So she had to go bye bye. Thrawn and Pelion, awesome bromance. Oh yeah, that's an obvious one I missed. Obviously, that would be Anakin Skywalker and lightsaber thing. Best female bromance. Um, I don't know. Mara and Leia, maybe. They were pretty chummy. Thrawn and Pelion, yeah, that's probably the best one. I agree. I can't believe I missed that one. She had to go on a quest of self-discovery. She could only use the dark side. Yeah, but the real world reason is that they had to have her move along because Mara. Everybody wanted Luke with Mara, so Darth Vader had it in his museum. Yeah, is this in new canon, Disney canon, or is this old canon? Murder Incorporated. I haven't read Kenobi's Blade. I have it on my shelf. I have not read it. I was just that just amuses the hell out of me. How there's this little hell. There's even books like that's a book that let's write a book about what happened to Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Like it's just funny how that's like a little subplot. Like you can almost make like a little subplot about what happens to people's lightsabers. And there's Wikipedia articles for everybody's lightsabers. That just amuses the hell out of me. I don't know why. Like that like Tenokka's lightsaber has a Wikipedia page. I don't know why that amuses me so much. Just stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff. Just minutia like that amuses me. Everybody hating on Callistia for leaving Luke, but Mara gets a pass for giving him the cold shoulder for 10 years. Yeah, because everybody wanted it. Everybody wanted Mara and Luke together, so it's just because everybody likes friggin' Zahn's books. Yeah, Zahn's great. Okay, yeah, he's good. Like everybody's got a friggin' you got to do whatever Zahn wants. So anyway, it makes sense. His books sell the best. They're the most popular, so they're gonna do that. They're just gonna go where the money is. Jaina and Tenno Ka. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, they're pretty chummy. Han and Chewie, Bromy. Brom that's pretty good. Bromy. You meant to say bromance. Bromy. Han and Chewie, Bromy. Best rivalry in Star Wars. Um, yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I liked I mean, well, you don't know. There's good ones. I know it could have been handled probably or it could have been set up better, but I did like Jason versus Jaina and the Legacy of the Force. I liked that. I liked Brother Against Sister, and then I liked that's not really a rivalry, I guess. That's more just like people being forced to kill each other. Um, I don't know. I liked God dang, totally blanking on his name right now. Um, why am I blanking on his name? The guy from the main bad guy from friggin' NJO. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now. God dang it. I don't- I was gonna say Yuzong Vong versus the entire Star Wars universe, the Star Wars galaxy. That's a rivalry to me. Sorry, I don't know Disney, just old to you. Okay, so that's old canon. Bromy sounds like a terrible Darth name, yeah. Huh. Darth Bromy. Leela and Marax, yeah, that's a good one. Does Cardus come across as a Deus Machina? Anyone else think so? Yeah, kinda. If they were gonna do Darth Jason, it should have been during the NJO with the Bong, because at least then he'd have been cool. Yeah. It could have been handled way better. Like, I'm not gonna say like Legacy of the Force is a mess. It's totally a mess. But there's things I like about it. I like I certain things from it. Like the idea of yeah, Jason and Jaina fighting is cool, but it could have been handled a lot better. I agree. Hang on a minute. I'm just gonna. Sorry, no, nominate Nominor. However the hell you say his name. Nominor. Yeah, they kind of didn't Nominor and Mara kind of have a thing. Like they kind of had a rivalry, didn't they? Where they were just like constantly trying to kill each other. So Nominor. I'm gonna say Nominor versus. I'm just gonna say Nominor versus the Star Wars galaxy. Oh, hey, SJ photo. Yeah, a lot of people thought that. That was probably where the seeds were planted. I would assume that was where like Troy Denning got the idea from it. And they just really dropped the ball with Jason. God, he was so freaking cool in NJO. I don't care what anybody says. Like he was by far like I mean Jaina had some cool moments too. They all did, everybody did, but like Jason just like took it to the next level, I think. And NJO. Yeah, I've seen that fan film. Yeah, you didn't like Jason or Jaina. I like all the solo kids, just different levels. Gotta put this back. Dang it, I guess I'll just wait. Um, Mara Jade is still my favorite. Yeah, Mara Jade's awesome. There's so many cool expanded universe characters. Jason got so powerful they only had three options: turn him evil, turn the New Republic evil, and have him fight them alone, or have him ascend to another dimension. Yeah, they should just had him ascend. Like, I don't know. I personally, I think number three. You're kind of right. Like his power level was raised so high. Like they basically had to do something with him. So I would have just had him like they should have just done what they did with Anakin. Just like he exerts so much power. He just like disintegrates. Like and he just ascends. That's what they should have done. But I don't know. I'm wondering if they didn't because they probably thought people would be mad that they killed off um two solo kids in one book series. They probably been they already killed off Anakin. So how much of the comics have you read? Not a ton. I've read the Clone Wars stuff, the original Clone Wars stuff, and some of the oh, I've read all of the Old Republic stuff, like the Tales of the Jedi. I've read all of those 100%. That's most of what I've read comic wise is the Old Republic era. Anakin could have defeated the Vong at center point. If Wishy-Washy Jason wasn't telling him not to. Yeah, that's true. Anybody reading Supernatural Encounters? I'm on page 300. I've heard good things. Voice just cracked hella hard. Yeah, it might have been. It's probably the stream. Personally, think a dark side Jason is still the best option. It could have been handled better. But I kind of like Anakin and Jason parallels. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool idea. It's a cool idea. It just wasn't handled well. It was not executed well. Oh, that's cool. Didn't care for Dark Empire much. Oh yeah, yeah. I've read Dark Empire. I've read all the Dark Empires. I've read all pretty much all the New Republic era stuff. So I like Dark Empire. I'm weird though. I like a lot of weird things that a lot of people don't like. I've read the NJO era comic run, Star Wars Invasion. Pretty good, but discontinued before it ended. I have the first few issues of it. I have not read it. I need to get I want to get the books of it. Those are freaking hard to find, man. I really want to read those though, because I really like NJO stuff. I plan on reading it at some point. Yeah, when I get my hands on it. What do you think is the most inappropriate Star Wars book you've ever read? Um, I don't know. There's some weird stuff in Legacy of the Force towards the end. There's some like really weird, like inappropriate stuff between like isn't there like it's not Tahiri, is it Tahiri? Yeah, Tahiri and Anakin, or not Tahiri. God damn, who was that? Well, maybe it was Tahiri. Whoever that was, there's like some really weird like stuff with Tahiri and Anakin. Really, really weird. I'm not even gonna go into detail because it's kind of strange and like totally out of place. Or was it Ben? Yeah, it was Ben. Sorry, yeah, Ben. Tahiri and Ben. Yeah, like really weird. I don't even want to talk about it. People that have read it, you know what I'm talking about. Just Google like Tahiri and Ben, and whatever. Somebody will come up. You'll know what I'm talking about. I wish more stories had been set in the Warlord Zinj area with Night Sisters. Oh yeah, yeah. I wish they had done more with the Night Sisters. There's tons of missed opportunities with the old EU, and I feel like that was one of them. Like they could have done more with the Night Sisters and Zinj. Yeah, Zinj. They could have done a lot more. They could have done more with the. I wish we would have got. We were supposed to get a uh Old Republic novel, like Tales of the Jedi era novel. Nomi Sunrider. You're supposed to get a novel about Nomi Sunrider, I think, or her daughter. Or no, we were supposed to get a novel about Nomi Sunrider, and then her daughter was actually supposed to be um Bastila. Bastila was supposed to be Nomi Sunrider's daughter in KOTOR, but they changed it at the last minute because the writer it's Tom Veitch or whatever that got weird. So they had to basically they kind of cut ties with anything like Tales of the Empire really or Tales of the Jedi related. Yeah, so yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Trying to keep it family friendly here. I don't hate Town Empire, but Six Out Sword Thumb doesn't mesh well with the novels. Yeah, it doesn't, but I don't know. I like it again. It's kind of one of those things that it probably could have been executed better, but I liked some of the ideas of it, like the Emperor cloning himself. Just seems logical to me. It just seems like something he would do. Yeah, it's very very weird. Ben was like I think 10 or 11, maybe 12. So yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, that's the thing. It was supposed to be its own separate thing. That's why it doesn't mesh well. And then Kevin J. Anderson wanted to, make it all one big continuity, which was for the best. But that's why it was supposed to be its own separate. The comics were going to be their own separate continuity from the novels. Yeah, I agree. Like, there's some cool stuff. There's cool stuff that Dark Empire does, and that's one of them. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's lots of weird stuff. There's just God, Legacy of the Force was just so mishandled. There were so many cool things, but then you have crap like that, like weird, inappropriate moments like that. Yeah, somebody called Chris Hansen. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tahiri, just take a seat. Just take a seat right over there, Tahiri. What are you doing to Ben here? Yeah, yeah. Overall, Star Wars avoids that. Have a seat, Jason. Yeah, but yeah, Jason didn't don't really do anything to anybody. I thought, did he? Okay, that's fine, but still weird that Ben was a kid. Yeah, like she was an adult, he was a kid. It's really weird and not. You could just tell like that to me. That's when the EU just went off the rails. Like Legacy of the Force is when it just totally went off the rails. Like again, there's cool stuff. There's cool ideas. There's cool ideas, but it was like, guys, you're getting really weird, and you're doing all these weird subplots that just never go anywhere. Like like Wedge's subplot goes nowhere. His subplot goes nowhere. Basically, the Mandalorian plot subplot basically goes nowhere. Like they're basically just like, okay, Jaina trains with them. That's it. That's like basically the only reason for that entire subplot. That's it. But it's like oh god, there was just so many plots that just go nowhere. Because you can just each, and now this has been discussed to the death, but each author was doing something totally different, and they weren't lining up with each other at all. So, and as weird as Troy Denning gets, I feel like he was the only one that was kind of like, sort of saying, like, again, minus the weirdness and what that we're talking about, he's the only one that kind of like tried to kind of keep it one plot. I feel like Aaron Alston just went off on his little wedge tangent, and then um Karen Travis just did her Mandalorian stuff, and they were both going off in different directions. And Troy's kind of like, okay, we got to make it about the twins. Like he was, I feel like he was the only one that kind of carried it through. This chat is something else. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't even want to. Didn't Jason? What? I didn't think so. I mean, Jason only, as far as I know, Jason only he has a kid with Tenel Ka. That's it. Like I'm pretty sure that's the only person he, got with. I mean, it's never implied, I thought, that he did anything with anybody else. I mean, from what I remember, I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember it ever being implied that he was with anybody else except for Tenel Ka. Tenel Ka was the only one that he was ever with. Yeah. Karen Travis is not a team player. You're on the Aaron Alston team. Yeah. I mean, his books weren't bad. It wasn't that. It was just like he would just go off on tangents, like, and just he had these whole wedge subplots that just never went anywhere. Like, trust me, I love Wedge. I like Wedge a lot, but his plots just never went anywhere. It was just completely pointless. Like at least Troy Denning, like I think Troy Denning, there was an overall plot. Like he was, he had Jason falling to the dark side. That was, he was doing the Jason dark side plot. Like, and it went somewhere. Maybe it didn't go in the direction we wanted, but at least it went somewhere. It wasn't just a weird like plot that didn't go anywhere. So they all had problems. Like I mean, every plot had problems in that series, but yeah, Jason didn't fornicate with anyone. Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't even think it was even implied. Like I'm pretty sure it's not even implied, like that he even did anything with anybody else. He always liked Tenel Ka, I thought, like from the get go. Like in the Young Giant series, they were always he there. It was always hinted at that he liked her a lot. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I didn't like Fate as much. I think I actually, I don't know, don't kill me, guys, but I think I actually liked Legacy better than Fate. Like they both have problems for sure. Like I mean, Legacy has huge problems, but I don't know. It had it. I felt like it at the end. It kind of came together a little bit at the end. That the Invincible it saved that series for me. If it wasn't for Invincible, and then even the last Karen Travis book wasn't bad. Like her one was it um Revelation. I didn't actually even thought Revelation was pretty good. Like it started kind of coming together at the end. Couldn't they just have shortened Legacy and have only Troy write it? Yeah, I wish. Sorry, I'm not knocking Aaron. I mean, I know there's huge Aaron Olsen fans, but um, I think it'd have been better, yeah, if it just been a trilogy or like a quadrilogy or something, and just had Troy Denning write it, and then just been done with it, it would have been better. Because I feel like Troy, at least, he was the only one that at least kind of had like a direction he wanted to go in. Like I don't know. It could have been handled so much better. Or just have Troy and Aaron write it. Have Troy write two books and have Aaron write two books or something. like three books each, and then been done with it. I don't know if that's right. I just read somewhere that Jason and her did the dirty one time or something. No, I'm telling you, I don't. I'm like 99.99% sure it's never even implied that he did anything with anybody else. Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, he's knockoff Jason Solo. That's my thoughts. I thought that 9 years ago, and I still think that. I knew pretty much like when I saw the first trailer, I'm like, oh, okay, it's Jason Solo. They're just doing the Legacy of the Force plotline again. You think Ben's story is one of the best things? Um, I mean, I guess, but it's basically just Jason Solo again. Like it's just knock off Jason Solo. So I guess, yeah. I mean, well, yeah. I guess in a way, because it's basically an adaptation of a Legends EU character. So I guess I agree with that. Yeah, in a way. So um, I like Jason Solo. I'm in the minority. I know that most people like either like Anakin or they like Jaina better. I'm in the minority. I'll 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 be the first to admit it. I'm in the minority with a lot of EU stuff. I like Kevin J. Anderson. I like pretty much every book he wrote except for maybe one comic. So I'm in the minority there. I like a lot of the Bantam stuff. A lot of people don't like the Bantam stuff. I like the NJO, and that's very divisive. That's love or hate. That's definitely like a love or hate. So, and I really, really like it. It's the peak of the EU, in my opinion. Jason was too wishy-washy. Yeah, but that's the cool thing though, is like I feel like NJO builds him up, and you finally get to see like Jason not you know be a wimp. Like he finally grows up. It's just cool to watch somebody grow up. So that's how I look at it. But I see your point. Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it reminds me of Jason a lot. So yeah, Bantam's great. I'm thinking about doing a Bantam reread, honestly. I'm probably gonna do that. If anything, they took it even further beyond with Ben actually turned to the light and fought for the good guys. Yeah, I mean, they did some different things with it. I don't have a problem with it. They kind of had him. Yeah, they did went a different direction with it at the very end there. Actually, like Kip Duran, he disagreed with Luke, but then apologized. Yeah, yeah, Kip Duran's a cool character. He had a cool little redemption arc. That's just my opinion. Yeah. Hey, it's all opinions. There's no wrong opinions here. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah. Kevin J. Anderson Jedi Academy trilogy had some good ideas, but they never came together to become more than the sum of their parts. And Kevin J. Anderson seemed to treat Star Wars like a cartoon show. I kind of disagree with you on the last part, but yeah, no. Here's the thing, like the Jedi Academy trilogy, is it that good? No, probably not. But it was foundational though. It laid the foundation for things to come. Like Luke setting up a Jedi Academy. That's foundational. Like, yeah, could it have been written better by a better author? Yeah, sure. But the ideas are good ideas. Were they executed well? Probably not. But just the fact that Kevin had him set up an academy and basically like started kind of laying the foundation of like, okay, we're gonna start training new Jedi Knights. This is what we're gonna do, and you know, the beginnings. It laid a good groundwork, That's what Kevin's good at. Kevin's good at laying groundwork. Is he writing actual like good dialogue and stuff? No, he's not. But laying groundwork, he's good at. That's something he can do. So it's yeah. I mean, could they again? I'll be the first to tell you, he's not like an amazing writer or anything, but he's very good at laying the groundwork for people to build on top of. What do you think of Jedi Council post NJO? Um, they argue too much. Yeah, yeah, they quibble too much. I wasn't big on them after the. I'm not big on much after the NJO, honestly. Like the NJO is like the peak, and then to me it starts to go downhill after that. Watching animes lately, not really. I'm not um I'm not huge in anime. I'll watch it once in a blue moon, but I'm not huge into it. Nothing against it. I've been meaning to watch more of it. Are there any fights in Star Wars between your characters you wanted to see but you never got? Um, Kyle Katarn and Luke, maybe. That would be the only one I can think of off the top of my head. I can't criticize. I got a soft spot for Crystal Star. It's set the kids' personalities, and he throws an awesome villainy who targets the kids for indoctrination and scum. Yeah, I didn't think Crystal Star was that bad either. Like Crystal Star and Children of the Jedi, like those two books are very maligned, very very overhated in my opinion, especially Children of the Jedi. I enjoyed that book. Like I really enjoyed that book. It's got some stupid stuff in it. I'm not gonna say that, but I like Children of the Jedi and to a lesser extent Crystal Star, but that's my like Crystal Star where most people, I know I feel like everybody's got one like Star Wars. People do with books in general, but we'll just keep it in Star Wars. EU. There's always one book that like kind of everybody has like that they kind of defend, and to me it's that like Children of Jedi is my like I'll defend it. I know it's got issues, it's got problems, but I like it. That's my Crystal Star, um you know my guilty pleasure, whatever you want to call it, guilty pleasure. Solo versus Fett rematch. That could be good. Didn't they have one? There's something I thought where they do have a rematch. Wasn't there a comic or something? Pretty sure there's something they do get a rematch. I like Crystal Star and I love Planet Twilight. Yeah, I know. You've always told me that. You've said that a couple times. I'll give Planet Twilight another shot. I just could not get through it. I don't know why. My least favorite Bantam book is Mandalorian trilogy. The first one was good. I like the first one, and then it goes downhill after that. So I get what you're saying there. They could have been a lot better. Children of Jedi and Crystal Star are favorites. Yeah, see, you're with me, Eldridge. Children of Jedi it's great, man. It, it's it has so many cool ideas. It has a lot of cool ideas. I don't know. I don't know what Barbara Hamley was doing though with that the second one. Planet Twilight photo. I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll do that photo just for you. I'm gonna power through and try to finish it. That's the only EU book I started that I never finished. Every other EU book that I started, I always finish it. That's the only one I cannot finish. Could not finish it. I think I even sold my bookmark in it actually. Think. Yeah, my bookmark's still in it. Huh. And Twilight, first edition. Yep. First print. There's my bookmark. That's how far I got. I got like 30 pages into it. I don't. It's like children. I like children. I really enjoy children, which was the one she wrote before this. But I just, yeah, it's such a short book. That's barely even 300 pages. I'll give it a go. I should finish it. Some of the late Bantam stuff I actually have not read, so maybe I'll use this as the inspiration. Finish off some of the older Bantam stuff. Oh yeah, the Stover trilogy is fantastic. All Stover stuff is great. I have heard that. Yeah, I know it has a lightsaber. Is that it? Is that literally? Well, in Bantam, 'cause she fights in Yellow later on. But yeah, I guess it would be. Is literally that's literally your only lightsaber fight in Bantam? Okay, maybe I'll have to read it then. I guess it would be. Yeah, I guess it because yeah. All right. Yeah, no, I know. I know it's not that impressive. Like, don't worry. I'm not trying to be like, ooh, first edition, but it's just like these are getting harder to come by. Believe it or not, guys, first editions of these are starting to get hard to come by. I mean, especially in this condition. I mean, look at this. Like, this is practically brand new. I mean, there's no warping. You're not even getting any. There's no warping on the logo. Nothing. I mean, look at that. That's practically brand new. Oh, so harder than what you think to get these. Maldorian the Hut. Yeah, she fights a Hut, doesn't she? Oh, Stover like Shimura. Oh, interesting. Did Stover read Book of the New Sun? I guess he read Book of the New Sun. Have you read Book of the New Sun? Interesting. Oh, he's. Well, are you talking about now, or is this back in the day? That wouldn't shock me if they were going for 40 now. That wouldn't shock me. If I read the tripods, no, I haven't read them. Had them ready yet. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, so that's a little steep. I mean, you can get them for like online for cheaper than that, but I believe it. I mean, I believe that. I believe it. There's probably people that will pay that now. Look at the New Sun is one of my favorite series of all time. I'm just out Lord of the Rings by a hair. Yeah, I read the first one. It's one of those things. I read the first one, and I know people said it's only like 1/5 of a book, and I've heard it's one of those things that gets better as it goes along. Is that correct, Eldridge? Because the first chunk of it didn't really grab me. Like I could see the appeal, but it just wasn't like it wasn't gripping me like I was expecting it to. So Eldritch is, I'm assuming it's one of those things that gets better as it goes along, right? Like you have to get into like the second or third book before it really like starts getting good, right? Let me know. 'Cause I haven't. I have the first chunk of it. Actually, it's right over here. I can just grab it. Yeah. I got the first. This is just the first two books, I think. So I read the first book. I mean, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy it, but it just didn't like. I don't know. It didn't quite grip me like I was expecting it to. Like Lord of the Rings, pretty much like immediately gripped me. Even like Bilbo's Goofy Party. Yeah, I have most of those X-Wing comics. Did you get the Severan's Exile? Yeah, that's at the end. That happens in the first book, doesn't it? Haven't read Dark Nest yet, but I do know that's when Luke and Leia learn about Padme. Kind of wish they had learned way earlier. Said like 30 years after. Well, yeah, they had. It was because the prequels weren't out yet, and the prequels were off limits. What happened? Lucas said you cannot talk about prequels. Anything that happens before A New Hope, you cannot talk about. Or you had to get special permission, like the Han Solo books. He had to get special permission to write those. Anything that happens before New Hope, it was basically off limits. That's why. And then the prequels came out, so I would assume George went, okay, now you can talk about the prequels because the prequels are out. Part where he's wandering Nessus and gets challenged to the duel, so you weren't entranced. It's written real well. I mean, it's maybe I read it at a bad time. Like I think I was sick. Maybe that had something to do with it. I think I was getting over something, and maybe it was too. It was just like too deep. I was like my brain was all full of you know phlegm, and maybe I need to. I don't know. I'm weird. Sometimes I'll because I kind of had that. Maybe you know what I'm. I had that with Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings. I'm like you. Lord of the Rings is like my probably one of my favorite books of all time, and um I had that with that. Like it didn't grip me right away. So maybe I'll give it another shot. Eldritch. I could see it. I could definitely see it. I was like I was getting like, okay, yeah, I get this. Like I'm seeing it, but it wasn't quite like clicking with me. If you get what I'm saying. Eldritch, if that makes any sense. I was reading it, but it wasn't clicking. So I'll give it another go for you, Eldritch. I'll give it another go. Do you guys like the fleet battles in the books? Oh yeah, in the NJO especially. There were some amazing fleet battles, especially later on in the NJO. Hi, Hidden Gems. Thanks for all your work. Hard work. No problem. Glad you enjoy it. Tony, keep enjoying. Interesting enough, there's a portrait of Natalie Portman and Padme in the comic. Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about this. Yeah, it was because got casted. She had just been casted for the role, so then they were like, okay, go ahead and put it in the comic. I remember hearing about that. I made a hard time at first, but the images haunted me, and events haunted me for years afterwards. And I picked up the lexicon. I'm guessing that's like an encyclopedia thing. Yeah, I've heard that's what it's one of those books where it's like it's kind of it's like you have to really figure out like you have to read between the lines, and I probably just wasn't in a good place. Like I think at the time I was either getting over something was going on. I think I was either getting over an illness or something. I think I just read it at a bad time. So I'll give it another go. I'll give it another go, Eldritch. There's so much stuff I want to read, man. But I'm you've inspired me, Eldritch. I will give it another shot. I'll keep reading. So I got to figure out what I'm gonna read next. Let's see. Yeah, see, I got to. I think it's like Lord of the Rings, isn't it? It's one long book that he split up into 5 books or 4 books. Oh, yeah. See, I got to the second one. That's where I stopped. If you have a day job, I'd actually recommend reading the summaries and background theories first. It's better. It's one of those. It's better. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like it's better. It's a better as a reread. It's better on a reread. I've heard people say that about Dune, but see, I didn't have that problem with Dune. Like Dune just clicked with me right away. So I don't know. I'm generally like if something doesn't click with me right away, that's it usually never does. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but like generally, if it doesn't click with me within like 50 pages or 100 pages, it usually never does. There's exceptions, but read the tripods. Okay, if I can find it, I'll read it. Do you prefer Jedi Academy trilogy or I Jedi? Okay, I'm weird. I read them out of order. I actually read I Jedi first, and then Jedi Academy trilogy, and um, it's tough for me because I like Cornhorn a lot, and I like Kevin J. Anderson a lot. Um, I don't. I think I go. I know this is gonna be controversial, but I think I would go with Jedi Academy trilogy. Like I just I don't know. They both have problems. They both have issues. Like I Jedi has lots of stupid like one-liners, and has Cornhorn fighting Luke, and beats him up, and it's just stupid. That's stupid. And there's like and the part at the end where he blows up the what is it? Doesn't he like blow up a statue of Exar Kun, and like he says like it's like a snappy one-liner like you're toast, Exar Kun, or something like that. That's stupid. Like it's like stupid like 90s like cheesy one-liners. And then obviously like Kevin's got the obstacle course, and there's other stupid stuff in there, but um, it 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 just I don't know. I'm just gonna say Jedi Academy trilogy. It feels more earnest to me. It feels less like a corny you know I felt like Stackpole is trying a little too hard to be cool, a little bit, whereas Kevin was just trying to be genuinely you know just make a genuinely exciting, interesting story. So that's my opinion. Is there a MedStar Part 2? Yes, there is. And it's coming, don't worry. You want to mail me your tripod books? Okay. I guess I can I send you a message and I'll have you send them to me. Okay, I'm at the ending of book two, doesn't get fully explained till the fifth book. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's one of those things you have to get it's like it doesn't you have to read the whole thing. I'm sure once I probably read the whole thing, I'll be like, oh, it's the best, it's the best thing ever. It's a slow burn. I know it's one of those things. It's like a slow burn. Just be careful. I bought them over 40 years ago. Oh, geez. Well, maybe you shouldn't mail them then. I like the trilogy more. I love Corin, but I think he butts in too much. Yeah, it's just like it's kind of like there. I just remember like now that I've read them, that I've read both of them. Like, yeah, there's just stupid stuff. Like I don't know, because I felt like he was just kind of shoehorned in there. Like I kind of liked it more that like it was new, like totally fresh new Jedi. Like I know Corn wasn't a Jedi yet technically, but like he's kind of older and like a little bit more wiser. I kind of liked how the original concept of the Jedi Academy trilogy, it's just Luke and his like fresh faced students, and I know some of the students were older, but I don't know. It just Corn just kind of felt shoehorned in a little bit. I felt Stackpole was trying to rewrite it to make it better. Yeah, kind of like it just felt shoehorned. Like it's like I don't know. We got. I just feel like aren't there when there a moment where it's like, okay, we got to fight Exar Kun, guys, and then Corn just kind of leans in like, okay, I'm with you guys. Like it's just kind of like, okay, like it's almost like The Simpsons, like you know what was it? The Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie show. Like it's like we got okay, guys, we're gonna go do something. Oh, Poochie's here too. Poochie's gonna along for the ride. Like it just that's kind of what it felt like. Like Luke and his students and Corin is along for the ride, guys. I'm here. Like, I'm here along for the ride. Like, I don't know. I'm sticking with that. Poochie, Corin Horn is like Poochie. If anybody gets this reference, I hate the MedStar books. Never liked MASH. So on MASH, and I liked MedStar for the most part. But I can see why people don't like it. If you don't like MASH, you're not gonna like it because it's basically just MASH in the Star Wars universe. Oh, okay. Sorry, Eldritch. Good night. See you later. I'm probably gonna end it soon. I don't want to go real late here. I want to have time to do other things. I should go tune. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you got work to do, man. I hear you. I got this. I got to do some work myself, so probably not gonna go too much longer. I like Corn. Yeah, I know Stream was older. I know, but like Corn's been in battles and stuff. Stream was just a dude that just sat on a platform, a cloud platform. It's. I get it's not the same. Like Corn was blowing up, flying ships and doing crazy stuff. Stream was just some old dude that was just, best friend. It would be like Tom Cruise, like, it'd be like, okay, we're gonna, all these fresh faced people, and then like Ethan Hunt, like Tom Cruise, he's done a bunch of impossible missions, and okay, he's just a fresh faced kid. Like, no, he's not. He's killed like hundreds of people, so it's not the same thing. Yeah, yeah, you're talking about the Poochie thing. Like that's the best comparison I can think of. That's the best comparison. You know, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty funny. Like anybody watching this, if you're a Simpsons fan, you should be getting a kick out of this. Because didn't Homer try to do that? Like, yeah, didn't Homer because Homer voiced Poochie and he's like, okay, I have some suggestions. Okay, when all the other characters are around and Poochie's not there, they should be asking, where's Poochie? Like that's kind of what I felt like. Like, where's Corin? Like Stackpole sitting there, like all the other characters, like they should be sitting around wondering where Corrin is. It's just it. I don't know. It got silly. It just got a little too silly. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I know it was a TV show. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. That's 100% iJedi. Yeah, it's not a bad book. Like I'm not like Matt Wilkins. Like he hates that book. I don't hate it. I'm glad I read it before. If I had read it after Jedi Academy trilogy, I probably would hate it. Like I was able to judge it on its own merits because I read it before Jedi. I read them out of order. But in hindsight, yeah, no, it's really kind of stupid. I'm dying. Oh man. What's the silliest one-off story in Tales of Mos Eisley Cantina? Oh man, I haven't read that in so long. Um, well, I know it's not that book specifically, but I remember in Tales of the Jedi or Tales of the Jedi, Tales of Jabba's palace. Isn't there a story about the Rancor, the guy that owns the Rancor? I thought that was hilarious. That one was funny. And then there was the one with um was it IG-88? Like the one with the one with IG-88, which is not, but there's one part in that in the one with IG-88 where he's like, doesn't he open the he just opens the door or he keeps closing the door to the to Palpatine's elevator or something. Like that felt like a Robot Chicken sketch. Like I was reading that, like I was laughing my butt off reading this thing. Like, this is Robot Chicken because like he kept IG-88 would keep closing the the Emperor kept trying to go into his elevator door and he kept shutting the door on him. I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn that was it was in the IG-88 the Tales of the Bounty Hunter one where he just keeps closing the door on the Emperor and the Emperor keeps like banging like keeps like running into the door or something. I could have sworn there was something like that. Like I don't think I'm getting that confused with Robot Chicken. I'm like 99% sure it was the one where IG-88 uploads his brain into the second Death Star. I'm pretty sure, and he gets blown up like he's trying to um somebody tell me somebody that's read Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Yeah, photo. Isn't there a part? I could have sworn there's a part where he's like he keeps opening and closing the door on Palpatine's elevator. Like, isn't there a part in that? I'm like 99% sure there's a part where he does that. And like the Emperor just he doesn't run into it, I think, but he like stops and like he's gonna go in and then he opens the door, then he's gonna start walking, then he closes it again. Like he just keeps opening and closing his little elevator or whatever. And I'm just like picturing like the Emperor just like just standing there like what is going on? What is what is with this, you know, what contractors do they hire for this stupid thing? Like I'm just picturing him like standing there like getting like just like like getting irritated. Yeah, okay, so I'm not nuts. Yeah, I didn't think I was blending that with Robot Chicken. Like that just felt straight out of Robot Chicken or like Family Guy or something. I was dying. I was to I almost fell out of my chair when I was reading that. God, that was hilarious. And I don't even know if I think it was supposed to be funny because it's Kevin J. Anderson and he has a pretty good sense of humor. I'm pretty sure he wrote that one. I'm pretty sure he specifically wrote that one. Oh man, yeah, Globex. You got to read that one. You got to read Tales from Bounty Hunters. That one is it's there. It's there's like super serious like awesome stuff. Then there's like the hilarious stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I was picturing in my head. Like I'm just picturing him like with his hands and he's like it's like in that voice like what is what what contractor working on this stupid thing you know Robot Chicken. It's a comedy show. It's like The Simpsons or like you know Family Guy. Yes, when one of the IG-88s took over yeah, that's I know yeah, okay. So you know what I'm talking about. Stupid stuff like that. I just find really like Monday. I know I've talked about this before on the channel, but like really stupid things like that. Just I find hilarious. Like those Robot Chicken sketches. Um, and I've talked about this before, but like the guy that gets his arm chopped off at the cantina, like the next day. Like this is the next. It shows the next day, and he's like, he can't. He's like he draws blueprints or something. And he can't draw because he only has his one arm. Like it's just like just really stupid, like stupid mundane, like things like that. Like that just God, it amuses me and just makes me laugh so hard. Gigan, yeah. Yeah, Gigan from Godzilla. Yeah, I can see why you think that. It's a comedy show. It's a sketch show. It's like it's claymation or whatever, but it's kind of like Family Guy, except it's claymation, stop motion, whatever. Yeah, yo, Crayola, take a staff of raw and fix the air conditioner. Yeah, yeah. That's what it made me think of. It just made me think of him going like like I'm gonna get this contractor on the line. I'm just gonna chew him out from this stupid elevator. And just something like that. Oh man. Yeah, Wooler, that was his name, I guess. Wooler used the arm and Greedo's body to make a drink for Jabba. Yeah. Oh man. I just love that kind of stuff. God, that's hilarious. Oh man. I like how Star Wars does that just in general. Like they pick up little plot threads like that and do stuff with them. Like the Wampa on Hoth. It comes back. Doesn't hot Luke fights it again. Luke fights it again in Darksaber, right? Or it pops up somewhere. Pretty sure it was Darksaber. Yeah, it's kind of like Mad Magazine. Yeah, it's similar. What happened to IG 72? Was it when he went on his own way? Oh yeah, I think that plot thread gets picked up. Yeah, it gets a little crude sometimes, but the Star Wars stuff never really got real crude because George was involved in it. I think so. Yeah, Darksaber. Yeah, Darksaber is a great book. I love that book. I reread that book last year, and I'm repeating myself here, but I really enjoy Darksaber. That's probably my favorite book by Kevin J. Anderson. I really, really, really enjoy that book. I recommend anybody who's watching this, you've never read Darksaber, read it. If you haven't read the Jedi Academy trilogy, read that first. But you can read it standalone, but I recommend it. It's in my top 10 Star Wars books, and I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah, it's kind of crude, but like I said. Oh yeah, that actually that was from Robot Chicken. That they were talking to the Robot Chicken guys. That's what that's from. The thing where they mentioned Mara Jade. Yeah. No, I get it. I understand. it gets kind of crude, but I don't. The Star Wars ones, I don't think they. I think they kept it pretty clean. Like I don't remember the Star Wars ones being crude or anything. It's just like it's just little stupid things like I told you, like the guy getting his arm chopped off, and like there's another sketch where it's like it's just actually it goes along with the IG-88 thing because it's the Emperor when he's coming to it's what happens after when the Emperor gets to the Death Star too. That scene in Return of the Jedi where they show him coming off the ship and he's just walking around like it continues that scene. It's just him going up an escalator and like waving to all the stormtroopers that are going down the other side of the escalator. There's that part, and then there's like um he gets his hair cut, like he has to get his hair cut. So there's like a scene of him just talking to his barber. Like just like really like mundane things. But it's funny because it's like it's things you never because it's stuff like that you never picture the Emperor doing that. Like, but he had to. I mean, he had to have a barber. Like he'd have to have his hair cut. Or his hair would be down to his. He'd look ridiculous. So yeah, how it should have ended. Yeah, I've watched a couple of them, Star Wars ones. Okay, I'll have to watch those. Anyway, probably gonna wrap it up here soon because I know photos got to get going. If anybody else has anything they want to ask real quick, I try to do streams more regularly. I've been trying to do them once a week. I try to kind of do them once a week at least. All right, cool. Bex, good night. Yeah, I'm gonna probably wrap it up here. Unless anybody's any other quick questions before I let you guys go for the night. Let me know. Yeah, that's what I mean. I probably need to get going. I didn't want to make this too late. I've been going 2 hours here. Tripods. Oh yeah, yeah. I'll send you a message about that. All right. I guess we will leave it at the tripods. So once again, I say, may the force be with you all, always.